This is Tom Fox. I live in the Texas Hill Country. On Friday, July 4th, Kirk County saw the worst flooding it has ever seen. At this point, as I'm recording this podcast, nearly 70 people have been found dead, and there are many, many more people still missing. I'm going to ask you to please consider a donation to the Hill Country Flood Relief Fund. I've listed it in the show notes. I know it's a little bit unusual to make this request, but I can't tell you the tragedy that has unfolded in my home county over the 4th of July weekend. Thank you for your consideration. And now, on to the Daily Compliance News.
This is Tom Fox. I apologize for the delay in posting today's Daily Compliance News for July 14, but I was caught in travel disruptions yesterday and couldn't get this episode recorded. So, even though it's being posted afternoon, welcome to the Daily Compliance News for July 14, 2025, the Secret Business Sauce edition. And we begin with that story from Business Insider as they interview Amazon employees, including engineer Steve Hoon, who says that the secret of Amazon's success is, get this, reading. It's a culture of reading and writing at Amazon, which has led to its success. This is because the founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, didn't like PowerPoint. So you couldn't summarize a report in a PowerPoint. You had to present the entire report. Well, with a company with lots of engineers, you might think this is going to be difficult, but the engineers who succeeded learned how to write, and those around them learned how to read. So reading and writing and arithmetic, turns out those skills are still pretty useful. Next up, a piece from The Conversation, a first-time contributor to the Daily Compliance News, with the title, "Come Meet Us in Dubai, the New Offshoring of Grand Corruption." And it's a really interesting article, one about grand corruption and two about the role of Dubai in this. For every corrupt deal that materializes, there have to be bankers, lawyers, real estate executives, accountants, management consulting firms, PR firms that act as facilitators in Western financial centers. Used to be this was in London, but apparently now it's moved to Dubai, and where you can try and get away from either U.S. jurisdiction or U.S. extradition. So Isabel dos Santos, for instance, was in Dubai. So Dubai may be taking the place of the new London. Well, next up from Bloomberg, remember Trafigura? Well, Trafigura still plays in the news as Indonesia has detained an employee of the Trafigura group along with 7 other suspects in a case involving oil procurement by the state-owned energy company PT Pertamina. It is widening one of the nation's largest corruption scandals in recent decades, and believe me, this is Indonesia, so that's saying something. And our final story is the continued story of BCG and their putative work to send Palestinians out of Gaza. Turns out they were paid $1 million for that. Well, that $1 million is going to pale compared to the investigations, to the ill will, to the reputational damage, to the legal fines and penalties they're going to pay. So watch out. Over the July 4th weekend,
We had perhaps the worst tragedy to ever hit my home county in its history over this weekend, and myself and my family are fine, but multiple others who lost loved ones, lost family members, are obviously not fine. So if you can find your way to help with any donation, I would greatly appreciate it. This is Tom Fox. Thank you very much.
The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.